Hi students, today we are dealing with a new topic, that is nodal analysis. And in the previous classes we have discussed about mesh analysis, super mesh analysis, and also the analysis of circuit containing dependent and independent sources. And we have solved all the circuits by using mesh analysis method, okay? And there is another method for solving the circuits, that is nodal analysis. First of all, node analysis. In an n-node circuit, one of the node is chosen as reference node. Then it is possible to write n-1 nodal equations by assuming n-1 node voltages. And each node in a circuit can be assigned a number or a letter. So, if you are given a circuit, we have to mark the nodes first. So, if there is n node in a circuit, there will be n-1 nodes that we are assigning some voltages, and one node is taken as a reference node, and there will be n-1 nodal equations, okay. So, the node voltage is the voltage of a given node with respect to one particular node called the reference node, and the reference node is assumed to be at a zero potential. So, we can analyze the node analysis by using a circuit, and which is shown in the figure. Okay, in this circuit there is a current source I1 and resistors R1, R2, R3 and R4, R5. And in this circuit we can see that there are how many nodes in this circuit? There are 3 nodes, right? What do you mean by a node? Node is a meeting point of 2 or more branches. So there will be 3 nodes here, okay. First node le 3 branches undi, second node le 3 branches undi, okay. So here there are 3 nodes, but node 3 is taken as a reference node. So there will be 2 node equations, okay. Here this is an n node circuit and there will be n-1 node equations. That is like that there will be, this is a 3 node circuit and there will be 2 node equations, okay. And also we know that if a circuit containing more number of current sources than that of the voltage source, then nodal analysis used to solve that circuit. So here the node 3 is assumed to is the reference node, and the voltage at node 1 is the voltage at that node with respect to the node 3. Similarly, the voltage at node 2 is the voltage at that node with respect to node 3. See, here there are 2 nodes 1 and 2 and 3. Node 3 is the reference node and it is assumed to be at 0 potential, and 1 and 2 are the nodes, and for solving the circuit we will assume a voltage value at node 1 and voltage value at node 2, and the voltage value at node 1 is assumed to be V1 and the voltage value at node 2 is assumed to be V2. So we have to write the node equations. So for writing the node equations we will consider the first node, and what is the first node? 1, and the assumed voltage is V1, and we have to draw all the components or all the branches that is coming to node 1. So there will be a current source I1, a resistance R1 and another resistor R2 which are connected to node 1. So and other terminal of I1 is connected to node 3 and which is assumed to be at 0 potential, that is I am drawing a ground point, okay. So next portion is resistor R1 and its other one end is connected to node 1 and other end is connected to node 3, and here node 3 is set a ground potential, that is why I am drawing ground symbol, okay. Node next one is the resistor R2 which is connected between node 1 and its other end is not connected to ground potential, okay. It is not connected to node 3, that is why we are indicating the point as 2, okay. R2 is connected between node 1 and node 2, so its potential at one terminal will be V1 and other terminal will be V2, okay. You got the idea? And starting with the solution, and we know that for mesh analysis we are using Kirchhoff's voltage law, okay, but for nodal analysis we will use Kirchhoff's current law, okay. There is a difference here, and by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law at node 1 again I redraw the node 1 here, and for and we can consider the V1 voltage at node 1 and V2 voltage as node 2, and we can apply Kirchhoff's current law. For applying Kirchhoff's current law, we have to first mark the current directions. Okay, in this case I1 is coming to node, we know that I1 is coming to node 1, and we will mark all other currents are leaving that node 1, and it is our assumption. Okay, for circuit analysis we are making the symbol of other currents such that all the currents are leaving that node, okay, except the current source. Okay, because in the question itself current source is coming to node 1, current source, the current is coming to node 1, that is why we are keeping its symbol like that, and other currents are assumed to be leaving that node, and I have marked all the currents, and we in that the currents coming to the node 1 are I1, and the currents leaving the node are current passing through R1 and current passing through R2. Okay, so we can write the node equations as, what is the Kirchhoff's current law? The sum of the currents entering the node is equal to sum of the currents leaving the node. Okay, Kirchhoff's current law states that sum of currents entering the node 1 equal to sum of currents leaving that node. Sorry, I have made a mistake in the slide. I have written it that applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, but actually it is not Kirchhoff's voltage law. What is that? That is Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, I am not going to change that because I have presented up to 7 minutes, so you should change it. Okay, applying Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, sorry, that is my mistake, and you should correct it as Kirchhoff's current law. So by applying Kirchhoff's current law, I1 equal to V1 by R1 plus, what is the current through R2? Current through R2 is V1 minus V2 by R2, right? That is I1 equal to current through R1 plus current through R2. That is our equation by Kirchhoff's current law. And here I1 equal to current through R1 is V1 divided by R1, voltage at node 1 divided by resistance, and current through R2 is V1 minus V2 by R2. Why V1 minus V2 comes? Because we know that R2 is connected between two nodes, that is node 1 and node 2. So the current through R2 will be the potential difference between V1 and V2 divided by resistance R2. That, and here as we are assuming that node 1 is at a higher potential. Okay, that is why we are taking V1 minus V2. If we are going for node 2 assumption, and we will assume that V2 is greater than V1. So for node 1 we can write the equation as I1 equal to V1 by R1 plus V1 minus V2 divided by R2. That is first equation. And here and next we can go to node 2. So node 2 from the first figure, in the node 2 in the question and in the circuit diagram, we know that the branches connecting to node 2 are R2, R3 and R4, R5. Okay, node 2. And here we are not taking the junction point of R4 and R5 as another node. We are not taking it because there is no meaning in that, because there is no voltage source connected to that point. Okay, also it is a meeting point of two currents. It is a meeting point of two branches. So there is no meaning in that taking the node at the junction point of R4 and R5. Okay, and if you are going to solve by taking the node, another node at the junction point of R4 and R5, it will result into a solution of 0. So there is no meaning in taking that node, another node between the junction point of R4 and R5. And also we know that at node 2 the components connected are R2, R3 and R4, R5. So we can redraw the node 2 as R2, R3 and a series connection of R4 and R5 connected to node 2. Also we have to mark the voltage V2 at the node voltage, and also we have to mark the currents at node 2. And here there are no current sources, so we are assuming that all the currents are leaving that node. So I have marked the current directions in such a manner that all the currents are leaving the node 2. Okay, so again we can write the equations by applying Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law states that the sum of the currents entering the node will be equal to sum of the currents leaving that node. So we know that first of all we can consider the current through the R2. Current through R2 can be written in a manner that will be equal to V2 minus V1 divided by R2, right? In the previous case we have written it that current through R2 is V1 minus V2 by R2, and actually it is in an assumption that if we are considering the node 1, we will assume that V1 is greater than V2, and if you are assuming if you are solving for node 2, we will assume that V2 is greater than V1, and that is why this equation came like this. So the current equations are V2 minus V1 by R2 plus V2 by R2 plus V2 by R3 plus V2 divided by R4 plus R5. You got the idea? Current through R2 will be V2 minus V1 by R2, and current through R3 will be V2 by R3. Current through series combination R4 and R5 will be V2 divided by R4 plus R5, and we know that there is no extra current sources connected to node 2. So algebraic sum of these currents will be equal to 0. That is equation number 2. So we have the equation number 1 as like this, and equation number 2 is like this, and we can rearrange the equation 1 and equation 2. Equation 1 contains V1 terms and V2 terms, and equation 2 also contains V1 terms and V2 terms. So we can rearrange equation 1 and 2, and so we will get the equation as from V1 from first equation it will give V1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2 minus V2 into 1 by R2. That is the third equation, and when we are rearranging the equation number 2, we will get minus V1 into 1 by R2 plus V2 into 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4 plus R5 equal to 0. That is fourth equation. This is simple rearrangement. It is a simple mathematics, and you should do all the steps, okay? And we got two equations, equation 3 and 4, and which are in which the variables are V1 and V2, okay? So by solving these two equations, we will get the value of V1 and V2, and if we can do a problem to understand the concept. So let us do the first problem. What is the question? Write the node voltage equation and determine the current in each branch for the network shown in the figure. Look at the circuit diagram. It contains 5 ampere, 10 ohm, 3 ohm, 5 ohm, 1 ohm and 10 volt source. And in this figure there are current source and voltage source, and we can apply mesh analysis and node analysis. Since we are dealing with nodal analysis, we can apply node analysis, okay? So first of all, what is the step for node analysis? We have to mark the nodes first, and the next step is we have to assume the voltages at nodes, okay? V1, V2, etc. whatever be the nodes, and we will get the V1, V2, etc. And next, what is the next step? And we have to consider each and every node, and we have to write the KCL equations, Kirchhoff's current law equations, okay? So let us start solving the problem, and first step is to assign voltages at each node. So the nodes are 1 and 2. I have marked in this figure, and the voltage is marked as V1 and V2, and next we have to mark the currents, and 5 ampere current flowing to the node V1, and other currents are leaving the node V1, and similarly when we are considering V2, all currents are leaving V2, okay? So we can consider each node separately. First we will go to node 1, okay? So we can redraw the node 1 like this. Wait. So this is node 1. You know that at node 1 5 ampere source is connected, also 3 ohm and 10 ohm is connected, okay? From the circuit diagram we can draw 3 ohm and 10 ohm, and also we have to mark the currents. So current through 10 ohm is passing out of node 1, and current through 3 ohm is passing out of node 1, okay? Also we know that from the circuit diagram figure in the question. 3 ohm is connected between node 1 and node 2. So when we are writing the equation of 3 ohm, we have to consider node voltage V2. Okay. So next we can apply Kirchhoff's current law. So how can we write the Kirchhoff's current law? Kirchhoff's current law states that algebraic sum of current entering to a node will be equal to algebraic sum of the current leaving that node. So we can write 5 ampere is coming to node 1. So 5 equal to, and leaving currents are current through 10 ohm. That is equation for current through 10 ohm is equal to V1 divided by 10, and equation of current through 3 ohm is V1 minus V2 divided by 3. Okay. Why V1 minus V2 comes? Because 3 ohm is connected between two nodes 1 and 2. So we have to consider the 2 node voltage. So we will take the differential node voltages V1 minus V2. So by rearranging the equation, we will get V1 into 1 by 10 plus 1 by 3 minus V2 into 1 by 3 equal to 5. That is equation number 1. Similarly, we can consider node 2 and we can apply Kirchhoff's current law at node 2. And what are the components connected to node 2? At node 2, 3 ohm is connected, 5 ohm is connected, and 1 ohm is connected. Also, a voltage source is connected to that 1 ohm. So we can redraw the node as like this. See, second node V2 voltage is assigned and 3 ohm, 1 ohm, and the voltage source is also connected and a 5 ohm. And we can next mark the currents, and we will assume that all the currents are leaving that node. And here there is no current source directly connected to node 2, and we can draw the currents marked as leaving that node. Okay. So we are assuming that current I3 is flowing through 3 ohm, current I5 is flowing through 5 ohm, current I1 is flowing through 1 ohm. So we can write the equation as, what is the equation? I3 plus I5 plus I3 plus I5 plus I1 equal to 0. Sorry, here in my notes I have written that I3 equal to I5 plus I1. That is wrong. Actually it is a plus symbol. By mistake I wrote it as equal to. That is my mistake. So I3, what is the equation is? I3 plus I5 plus I1 equal to 0. In the next line I have corrected it. So what is I3? I3 is equal to V2 minus V1 by 3. I3 is the current through 3 ohm and it is the differential voltage divided by resistance. So V2 minus V1 by 3 plus next is I5. I5 is next is here I am next I5 is V2 divided by 5, and next is current through 1 ohm. Current through 1 ohm is V2 minus 10 divided by 1 ohm. Why V2 minus 10 comes? Because 1 ohm is connected between two voltage, first node, second node, and also in the other terminal of 1 ohm is connected to 10 voltage battery. So we are taking the current through 1 ohm as V2 minus 10 divided by 1. So algebraic sum of all these currents will be equal to 0. So we can rearrange the above equation as minus V1 into 1 by 3 plus V2 into 1 by 5 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 equal to 10. That is second equation. So we got two equations and two variables, and we can simply solve that equation. Okay. And I have written all the steps for solving V1 and V2, and you can use your methods and you can find the value of V1 and V2. Okay. So we will get by solving the equation, we will get V2 equal to 10.84. Once we got V2 value, we can simply substitute in any one of the equation and we will get V1 value. So V1 and V2 are, V2 is 10.84 volt and V1 is 19.87 volt. But actually what we are asked for is, in the question, write the node voltage equations and determine the currents in each branch for the network shown in figure. First of all, we have to write the node voltage equation and then we have to find out the current through each branch. So once we got the voltage, we can easily find out the current by applying Ohm's law. Okay. So we got V1 and V2 value. So first of all, we can get a I10 value. I10 will be equal to V1 divided by 10, and I3 will be equal to V1 minus V2 by 3, and I5 equal to V5 divided by 5, V2 by 5, and I1 will be equal to V2 minus 10 by 1. So we can simply substitute the values. So that is given here. I have written the equations. I10 will be equal to, current through the 10 ohm resistor will be equal to V1 divided by 10. So I got the value 1.987, and I3 will be equal to V1 minus V2 by 3. And I can substitute the value for V1 and V2, and I got the current value I3 as 3.01 ampere. And I5 is, the equation is V2 by 5. So I got the answer as 2.168, and I1 equal to V2 minus 10 by 1, and I got the answer as 0.84 ampere. Here I am not explaining all these steps because it will be easier for you. I know that you have gone through different mathematical steps in the previous classes, so it will be easier for you to solve equations, mathematical equations. What is the point I am stressing out is that you should know the logic, how to solve the circuit. Okay. That's all about this problem. So first of all, you should ask the questions correctly and apply corresponding analysis equations, and also you have to find out the quantities what you are asked for. Okay, here you are asked to determine the currents in each branch, so you should find out that. Okay, don't do simply applying nodal analysis and find out V1 and V2 and don't stop there. Go for the next solution. Okay. So you should read the questions properly. Okay, that is important thing. And next we can solve another question. The question is that determine the voltages at each node for the circuit shown in figure. Determine the voltages at each node for the circuit shown in figure. Determine the voltage at each node. Okay. So you are asked to find out node voltages. So the circuit is a little bit lengthy circuit. You know that in the circuit there is a 10 volt battery, and different resistors are 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 3 ohm, 3 ohm resistors, 2 ohm resistor, 1 ohm resistor, and another 6 ohm resistor. Also there is a current source. Either you can go for nodal analysis or mesh analysis, and here we are going for nodal analysis because we are dealing with the nodal analysis methods. And once you are asked in the university question, you can either use mesh analysis or nodal analysis. So I think in most of the circuit it is better to use nodal analysis for getting the solutions easy in an easy manner. Okay, that's your choice to use which of the analysis method. Okay. Next, first of all, what is the step? Here in the question itself, V1 and V2, V3 are marked. So you know that there are 3 nodes. Sorry, there will be 4 nodes. One node is reference node, and the other nodes are V1, V2, V3, and that is assigned potentials. And you are asked to find out V1, V2, and V3. So first of all, at node 1, and assume that all the currents are leaving. Okay. So I have redrawn the node 1 as node 1. I have drawn the V1, and 10 ohm is connected there, and also 10 volt battery is connected at another terminal of 10 ohm, and 5 ohm resistor is there, 3 ohm resistor is there, another 3 ohm resistor is there. Okay, this is all the branches connected to node 1. Okay. And also we know that node 2, we should mark the node 2 voltages at the end point of 3 ohm resistor. Okay, that is marked as V2. So we can simply apply the Kirchhoff's current law to node 1. So Kirchhoff's current law states that algebraic sum of the currents will be equal to 0. And here we are assuming that all the currents are leaving the node 1. So we can write I10 plus I5 plus I3 plus I3 will be equal to 0, and I am assuming that current through 10 ohm will be equal to I10, current through 5 ohm resistor will be I5, current through 3 ohm resistor is I3. So in the next step I can write the equations. First I10 is V1 minus 10 divided by 10. You know why I am writing V1 minus 10? because 10 ohm is connected between V1 volt and 10 volt. So the current through 10 ohm will depends upon the differential voltage. So differential voltage divided by resistance will be the current through 10 ohm. Okay. Next one I5 is V1 divided by 5, and similarly next is I3 is V1 minus V2 by 3. Okay. Why V1 minus V2 comes? Because current because resistor 3 ohm is connected between V1 and V2. So algebraic sum will be equal to 0. There is no current source. So algebraic sum will be equal to 0, and I can rearrange this equation. So I got V1 into 29 by 30 minus V2 into 2 by 3 is equal to 1. I am explaining these steps, not the steps each and every step, because it is simple mathematical procedure, and we can find and solve this. Okay. So final equation is V1 0.96 V1 minus 0.66 V2 equal to 1. That is first equation. And what is the next step? First we have considered node 1. Okay. And next we have to consider what? Node 2. In node 2 we can see that what all are the components connected to it. 3 ohm resistor is connected to node 2. Another 3 ohm is connected to node 2, and other end of 3 ohm resistors are connected to node 1. So we should mark V1 also there. And next 5 ampere is coming to node 2, and 2 ohm resistor 2 ohm is connected to node 2. That's all. And in this all the currents are marked as leaving the node 2 except the current source. So we can draw the node 2 diagram like this. Okay. So I have marked all the currents in the node 2, and all the currents are leaving except the current from the current source, and I can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law at node 2. Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law. I can apply Kirchhoff's current law at node 2. So what will be the equation? We know that all the currents are leaving node 2 except the current source. So 5 ampere will be equal to I3 plus I2. And I can write it as 5 equal to, what is I3? I3 is equal to V2 minus V1 by 3. And there is another 3 ohm also. So the current through I3 will be V2 minus V1 by 3 plus current through 2 ohm will be V2 minus V3 by 2. And we know that here all the resistors are connected between two nodes. So we have to take the differential voltages, and since we are dealing with the V2 node, so we will assume that the voltage at node 2 will be greater. So we will take the terms V2 minus V1, V2 minus V1, V2 minus V3, etc. Okay. So we can simply rearrange this equation, and so we will get minus 0.66 V1 plus 1.16 V2 minus 0.5 V3 equal to 5. That is equation number 2. And we know that from the circuit diagram, first question diagram, there is another node V3. And we know that at a node 3, 2 ohm resistor is connected, 1 ohm resistor is connected, and 6 ohm resistor is connected. And 2 ohm resistor is connected between third node and second node. So we should mark the V2 voltage also. So we can redraw the third node like this. There will be V3 node, and we can mark the currents. All the currents are leaving the node. And since there is no current source, so we can mark all the currents are leaving the node. So I1 plus I2 plus I6 will be equal to 0. I1 is V3 by 1, and I2 is V3 minus V2 by 2 ohm. Since 2 ohm is connected between third node and second node, we have to take the differential voltages. So that will be V3 minus V2 by 2. And next is I6. I6 is V3 by 6. All the current will be, sum of all the current will be equal to 0, and we will get the equation like minus 0.5 V2 plus 1.66 V3 equal to 0. So we have 3 equations. So we can write the 3 equations like this. And we know that in the mesh analysis section, once we got 3 equations, we can easily solve the unknown quantities by using Cramer's rule. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to write the matrix representation by taking the coefficients of every equation. First, in the first column we will write the V1 coefficient, and in the second column we will write the V2 coefficient, in the third column we will write the V3 coefficient. Okay. So we can write the matrix form as like this: 0.96 minus 0.66. This is the coefficient matrix. Next we can write the matrix V1, V2, V3, and next equal to 150. So for Cramer's rule, we have to first, by using Cramer's rule, we can find out V1, V2, V3. For writing V1, we have to take the ratio of two determinants, and the first determinant, the numerator determinant is we changed the first column by 150, and all other entries are we are keeping all other entries same. Okay, by determinant of we will take the determinant of original matrix. Okay, so we got the value 7.154 divided by 0.887, that is equal to 8.06 volt. Okay, next for getting V2, what we will do is we have to change the second column. Okay, we will replace the second column by 150. So we can write the determinant as like this, and numerator is changing but denominator is the same. So we got the value 0.906 divided by 0.887, that is equal to 10.2 volt. And similarly we can write the equation for V3 as in case of V3 we have to change the third column by 150. So we got the determinant like this, and we have the value V3 equal to 3.07 volt. So we got V1, V2 and V3 by applying Cramer's rule. Okay, V1, V2, V3 values are given. So what we are asked for is we have to determine the voltage at each node. Okay, V1, V2, V3 we find out. Okay, so we got the values of V1, V2, V3. So we know the methods that once we got three equations we have to apply Cramer's rule. Okay, so this is all about simple node analysis. Next section will be super node analysis. It is also similar to super mesh analysis. Okay, next we will deal with super node analysis. Okay, bye.